Finally, I'm back. I kind of wanted today to talk about my dad's situation, or lack of dad situation. When I was little, my mom has blondish brown hair, real light, blue eyes. My sister has blonde hair, blue eyes. And as you can see, I've always had red and dark brown hair and green brown eyes, dark brown eyes. I always thought I was adopted. I really believed in my heart because I was so much different than my family. Looks wise, everything. How I act, I'm just so different. Um, my mom used to tell me that a gentleman was my father, and his name was Mike. And she said I looked just like him. I looked just like his sisters, which I did. I looked just like his one sister. We really looked a lot alike. But he was married, had another family, had kids, two children, two boys by Mike. The thing was, when my mom got pregnant with me, the same day she found out she was pregnant, she was getting married to my sister's dad, Paul. So it was such a close time that she had no clue who the father was. And I guess I put myself in her situation. She said, assumed I was Paul's, said I was Paul's. I don't know if she knew if I really wasn't or not. I'll never know that. She says she didn't. But I know it's not the first time she has not told the truth. Throughout the years, my mom and my real dad's wife used to fight. They'd get in physical fights. My real dad's mother, I saw her one time and she told me that I was his child and don't let anybody tell me any different. She knew by looking at me I was his child. Everyone says I look like my dad and my brothers and, his sisters. I do. But when I'm 40, over 40, so back then to do a DNA to find out for sure, it was thousands of dollars to do a DNA back then. It didn't come in a little box like it does now for like $99. You send it off, you get the results back in like 2 or 3 days. We didn't have that option then. So the only thing I knew to do to find out for sure, because I really wanted to know. I can't explain why. I don't know why. I just needed to know for me. I wrote the Montelwilliams show. I also wrote a couple of others and never in a million years thought I'd get a reply. About 6, 7 months later, I got a phone call late one night, about 8, 9 o'clock, telling me they're the Montel show. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Click. I hung up on them. The woman called me right back. And I was like, okay, well, she called me back. I'm at least going to listen to her. She finally persuaded me that she was with the Montelwilliams show. I had to tell her my story like I'm telling you all now, everything. And a few days later, I got a call telling me I'm going to be on the Montelwilliams show. Well, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I did. Like I said, my dad had already married my stepmother. So apparently, me being my dad's child meant that he had cheated on my stepmother with my mom. We go to the Montel show. My sister's dad is there. He showed up. My real dad wouldn't show up. He did it by phone. Had me sign there at the Montelwilliams show. His lawyers had faxed them the papers for me to sign that I could have permission to use DNA as long as I never asked him for anything. I didn't bother him and his wife. I couldn't, I could use his DNA. That was the only thing I had rights to was his DNA, nothing else. Now, my sister's dad is the gentleman who held me underwater and tried to stab me and there's more, but I'll get into that later in other videos. He was there, and he was upset because of what had happened, and I understand him being upset. He had to pay child support on me until I was 18, because he was so far behind, he had to continue paying after I was 18. And I had mixed emotions when I found out that Mike was really my dad and Paul wasn't, even though Paul was, I mean, it's hard to understand why I would feel sad because of everything he done to me. But until you're in a situation where you have no love, no affection, and at least something you thought you knew was the one real thing in your life, at least you had that last name that meant, hey, that's my dad. Whether or not you talked to him or not and everything that happened. But, so I blew up. I blew up and I went off on Paul and said things that I kind of wish I hadn't said now. Because I really feel bad for that. Everybody makes mistakes in life. Yes, he hurt me. He hurt me a bunch. But I'm not vindictive. I'm not hateful like that. I don't have that hate in my heart. And I don't understand a lot of the stuff that goes on in life, especially now. But not only that, I have guilt from that, and he's passed away now, so I can't reconcile with him for that, and I'll live with that. But knowing that my real dad, as soon as they found out I was his daughter, it wasn't a couple months later, his wife left him for good. They're still not together. So to know that because I was selfish and wanted to know who my father was, I not only don't have a father, I don't have a stepdad, I've caused my father and my two brothers by him to lose their family. I live with the guilt of that every day, knowing that I caused him to lose his family. My brothers especially, they didn't deserve this. They didn't ask for this. They had a pretty decent family until I went and did what I needed to do for me. So everything I seem to do in my life has a catch-22. It's something I need to do for me, but it has harmful effects. So, I found out who my dad was. No, he doesn't have anything to do with me at all, ever. But I messed up my brother's family. And I'm pretty sure they hold that against me, and I don't blame them. I'd hold that against me too. So, life just kind of sucks. Everything has a action, a consequence for your actions. And I suggest before you do things out of haste, you do things just because it's for you, really stop and think, about the long-term effects. Think about others in this situation, not just yourself. Because life's really unfair at this point, and I'm telling you, you just deal with it. And you do the best you can, and it wasn't intentional, anything I did. I never wanted to hurt anybody. I just wanted to stop hurting myself, But now I hurt more from it. So everyone needs to heal, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this so I can move on. I'm forgiving myself, I'm forgiving others, and I'm going to leave it all in the past and let it be. And I need to get healthy now. So by telling you all this and continuing with these videos to get everything from my life out, and if there's anyone out there, leave a comment. Find my Facebook, private message me. I will talk to you till I'm blue in the face. I'm not, a healthcare worker. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not any of that. But I can tell you what I've been through. And if I can help you to not suffer for your entire life, I will. I'll gladly help you. So please message me, like, comment, subscribe. There's so much more of my life to tell. Until next time, thank you for listening.